coders, and welcome back to another tutorial. This is the full beginner Vue.js course, which is going to regroup all my Vue.js tutorials. You can go and check them out, or you can just stick with this video using the timestamps. So please consider subscribing. Enjoy!
Hi everyone, this is a full course of Vue.js 2. What is Vue.js 2? Vue.js 2 is an awesome JavaScript framework that allows you to create applications and websites. So to this formation, we will need two things. We will need the Vue.js documentation. Go to vue.js.org, then we'll find the documentation that will help us. And second thing, we need a code editor. So I recommend you to use Visual Code Studio. Why? Because it contains a certain of plugins that will help us. And of course, it supports all languages. So you will download it, then open it here. So I'll open my file. So first I will create a file called index.html. Then I will generate it. Then I'll set the title to Vue.js course. Then I will set niche mode. Then hello. So here we have our index. So the second thing, we need to integrate the Vue.js. We have two methods. The first method is to use the CDN. So in our case, we will use the development version. So copy this script, then paste it here. Now we have integrated the Vue.js. But the second thing is to use this link, paste it in the navigator, then Control E and Control C to copy everything, then create a new file, call it vue.js.js, and paste everything here. So here we have integrate the Vue.js with second method, but we must here change our link and set it to vue.js.js. So here we have integrated the Vue.js with our two methods. So now I will show you a plugin that helps us to open our code or our index in the browser easily. It calls Live Server. Here it is. So just install it. Takes a few moments to install this thing. So after installing, you will get this notification that is installed. Then we'll go to our index and just click go live. Then you will see that it's opened as our index. So if I change something here, just allow developers and save, you'll see that it automatically refreshes the page. Hi everyone, and welcome back to our Vue.js tutorial. So in this video, we will discover our first code in Vue.js. So I'll create a new file. I'll call it script.js. Then here we will write our Vue.js code. So the first thing that I will do is create a division. Then I'll give it an ID. Just set it to app. Then I will go to our script.js. So before I will go to our Vue.js.js, we see here at last that it returns Vue. What does this mean? It means that if we want to create a code in Vue.js, we must create a new view. So why? Because if we didn't create this view, the code will not be read by our browser. So create it. After, then here we will create our code. So if I want to control our index.html, especially this division, I will control it by its ID. So here I will create an element called el. So this element allows me to create, to control our index with the Vue.js. So give it app. So why I use this is because we have an ID, but if we was having a class, we must use points. So now we control our index. So the first thing that I want to do is to show a message here in our division. So we must create an element called data. So comma, then data here, then here we will create our variables. So the first variable that I create is message. No, not here. So create message, then set it to welcome. So here we have our variable. So if we want to show our variable in our division, just do two braces, then our variable message. Now, like we see that he didn't read it. Why? Because we didn't integrate our script. We just integrate the Vue.js.js, which is this file. So we must integrate the script.js. So to integrate it, we'll use script, then source, then here we will use the script.js. So now we will integrate the script.js. Like we see here that it read it. Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So in this video we will continue in our variables and we will discover methods. So the first thing that I will do is to create another variable. So comma, then I will call it Vue.js. Then I will set it to Vue.js course. And now just close it. So now I will create our first method. So come out, we'll get out of our data and create method. No. So get out of our data and create methods. Then here we will create our methods. So to create our methods, we will need a function. So first I will say the name of this method. So I will call it welcome. Then I will say welcome to an empty function. Then set it here brackets. Then here I will return hello and so now I will go and set our variable, our method. So I will get here, then create welcome. Then here we will see that he doesn't read it. Why? Because we get out of our division. So the first thing that we will do is to get it inside like this. Then we will see that he read it. Well, hello everyone. So I will just delete this message. Then I will get here, then get space. So second thing that I will do is to get here, then I will say to hello to Vue.js course. Then I don't want to write this Vue.js course. Why? Because I have it here. I want to integrate this variable in my method. So I will delete this. Then I will use the operator this. So this dot data dot first we must create our loader, then rockets, and get it here like this. Dot Vue.js. But we will see that he doesn't read it. Why? Because we may not use data. Just use this dot our variable here. So like you see that he writes hello everyone to Vue.js course. Hi everyone and welcome back to another tutorial in Vue.js. So the last video we discovered the methods. So in this video we will discover the data binding. So let's take an example. So I will take the Vue.js documentation, then I will get here, then right click, then I will inspect it, take this cursor, and so we learned this in HTML and CSS. So take this cursor and point the logo, then we'll have here the logo. So what I will do is go here and take this link of this logo. So go here, take this, and get here, delete this and paste it here. So he didn't find the logo. I think we must delete also. So yeah, we have it here. So we have our logo address. So I'll copy it and get here, paste it in another variable. I will call it logo. Then paste it here. So now I want to show this logo in an image. So let's see if it works. So I will create an image. Then I will give it logo. Then source, I will give it our logo. So let's see. So it doesn't work. So let's use the brackets. Let's use brackets and see if it works. Here in here. So no, it doesn't work. So what we're gonna use v bind. So v hyphen bind two parents then source. Like you see, anyway, he doesn't read it. Why? Because if we use the v bind, we may not use the brackets. So delete them. And like you see here, we have the title and we must get our logo. So yeah, we have our logo here. So I have a network problem. So this is our logo. So in the Vue.js version 2, they added another extension. So if you don't want to use the vbind, just use two parents then source, and we have our image. So the second thing that I will do is I have here like a link. Then I will set it here to, oh, I forgot the comma. Then here I have a link and I will set it to the, I'll just set it to our Vue.js.org here. Then I just want to create it in an A. So I will go and create A. Then slash A. Then here I will give it an href. I will set it to equals here. Then I will get this link and paste it here. And here I will set Vue.js. So I want to show this A and the HTML. So let's see if it works. So I will get here and create two brackets. Then I will write our variable, which has the link. So let's see. Let's see that he returned it like it is, the A and the href. So what we're gonna use in this case, that we will use the span. So I'll get here and create a span and just get this here, just paste it here. Now you see that nothing changes. So what we'll use is v hyphen HTML. So here we have it. equal. Then here we must get our link here, like this. Then delete this. So like we see here, we have our link. So if I click here, then I will go to our Vue.js documentation. Hi everyone, in the last video we discovered functions and v-binds. So in this video we will learn another thing that called effects. So the first thing, I will delete all this, give it empty, and delete also the data and the methods. So here I have all things empty. Then I will create another data, call it counter. Then I will set it to 0. After, I will go to my index and show it here. Before, I will get an h1 and then show it here. Here I have my counter like this. So I'll just stop it like this and go live. Like we see, we have our counter. So the second thing, that I will create 2 buttons. So buttons time 2, then generate it. The first button, I will set it to increment, and the second button, I will set it to decrement. So like this. So the first button that I need, I must get it like the events that allows me at click. He must increment the counter by 1. So I will do the element called v hyphen on 2 parents click equals double quote, then counter plus plus, no, plus plus. So here, if I click counter, it increments by 1, like we have. Now I will do the same thing to the second button. So copy, get here and paste it. But here we will have minus minus, like this. So let's see, if I click increment and decrement, so everything is okay. So we created, but this method is not professional. So with professional method, we must create a method that allows us to increment or decrement our counter. So let's create our methods. So increment 2 parents function. So let's set it an empty function like this. Then I will set this function to this dot counter, then plus plus. So here we have our function. Then I will go to here and comma and copy paste this, paste it here and change it to decrement and minus minus. So like this. Then we go to our index and change this counter by decrement and the plus plus by increment. like this. So let's see if it works. So we have it working like we want. So here I will create HR, then I will refresh my page, then I will take my button and copy paste it here. So here I have another two buttons, but this I will call it increment equals 5, and here decrement equals 5. So here I have increment equals 5 and the decrement equals 5. So what I want to do then, if I click the increment equals 5, he must increment by 5. Then if I click the decrement by 5, he must decrease by 5. So if I want to create it, so I will create two another functions, or I will continue on the same functions. So here I will call it step, also add the decrement function, but here I will set it to plus equals step, like this, and in the decrement minus equals step. So let's see if it works. So go here. So it doesn't work. Why? Because here with other increments, then he goes to the script.js, he didn't find increment. He find increment but with a value we have to call it step. So what we're gonna do is to create braces, then get him here, then set the first two buttons to 1 and the second two buttons to 5, like this, and get it to 5. So like we see here, if I increment by 1, decrease by 1, increment by 5, decrease by 5. So here we have our counter. But let's take another event. So I will give you a rule. If you want to create an event in Vue.js, just use all the events that are in the HTML. Like, let's use double click. Let's get here and double. Also here, double. So here I go. If I click one time, it does not increase. Also, the decrement does not increase. But if I click double time, it's increased by 1. Double time increased by 2. Double time by 1. Double time by 1. Hi everyone. In today's video, we will learn how to create an event modifier. So let's take an example. So first, I will go and create a form, and inside this form, I will create an input like this, and inside it, I will create, inside my input, I will create, no, not inside, in parallel of my input, I will create a button. So let's generate it. I have my form, I have my input, I have my button. So this button, I will name it submit. Then my form, like this. So here we have our form like this. So the second thing that I will create a method, I will call it add. So function, then generated. Then inside this function, I will say an alert. Then inside the alert, I will say sure to submit, like this. So I will integrate this alert here. So in our button, I will say add click. Add click is a shortcut of V on click. So I will use add click. Then I will use the alert that we created. So let's see if it works. I will write something, then submit. Then we have our alert sure to submit. So if I click OK, you see that the page refreshes. Then if we are working in an application, then we may not use the refreshing page. So what we're gonna use is another modifier called .prevent. So this event does not let the page refreshes. So let's see, submit, okay, then the page doesn't refresh. So let's take another example. So let's say that I have a link. Let's say that I have a link and let's set it to Vue.js link. Copy, give here and paste it here. So then I will go here and then set it to, let's say, size. Then I will go to our Vue.js. Then I have this size. So if I click, I go, but I don't want to go. But if I click this, I will say an event, call it add click, then equals double quote, then add. I will show my alerts. So here I refresh, click size, so I have my alert, but it continues. I go to the website. I don't want to go to the website. So what I will use is .prevent. .prevent. So let's see here. Click alert, okay, and it doesn't go. So what we understand that prevent does not let us to go to continue our action. So let's take another event modifier. Let's say that here I have the increment button and the decrement button. I want, if I click, it adds once, and I don't want to do it another time. So dot once, and also here the once, and let's see, if I click the first time increase, second time no, decrease, yeah. Hi everyone, in the last video we discovered event modifiers. In this video we will discover key events. So let's see. First, what does mean key events? Key events is also an event that is related by our keyboard. So if we want to do a key event, we must use a keyboard. Let's take an example. So first I will delete my form like this, also this. Then I will get up myself and create another function. So I'll call it my log. So and change this alert by console dot log. What do I write? Console dot log. Then I will write my log on. So, and I will go to my inputs. Before I will delete this prevent, and I will create a key event. So add key up equals my log. So let's see here. I will open my console with the inspect, delete all this. If I write something, we see that our console.log is on. So if I have a large instructions inside this function that I call it my log, if I have like 20 instructions or around, I will have a problem in my application. So what we're gonna do is add key up dot enter. So here we have added a key event. So if I click a button or something here, it doesn't change nothing in my console. But if I click enter, if I go here and click enter, I have my log. Another enter, I have another log. So what? So we understand that the key events let us control a function or a variable with our keyboard. So let's take another example. Let's say that I want to create a composite key event. So I will say key up, then equals, let's say our function add. Then in this key up, I will set it to dot alt dot enter. So if I get here and click enter, I have my log on. But if I click alt enter, I have my alert and I have my log on because we pressed alt and enter together. So if I said here I don't want else, I want command because I have a Mac here. So I want a command. What shall I do? Go here, enter. I have my add, and we have my log. So if first I let my form here, the log does not change because we will send a form. So that's why I release the form in the start. Hi everyone. In the last video we discovered key events. In this video we will discover two ways that are bind. What does mean two ways that bind? I will give you an example. Here I have an input, and under I will have span. Inside this span, I will create a variable and I will call it name, two parents, and change it to none. And here I will have my name like this and giving if I type something in this input, I want to show it here. So if I want to do this model, I will use the property called v-model. Then I will effectuate the name of our variable, which is name. So let's see. If I type something, it shows here. Nice. Here I will give you another example. So I will delete this button and this pane, and here I will duplicate this input 2 times. So also delete this. So if I type something in this input, it writes also in the other inputs. Same thing here. Write or modify something, also here modify. So the V-model change directly the variable in Vue.js. Hi everyone! In the last video, we discovered 2 ways data binding. In this video, we will discover how to use the computed. Open your mind closely because this lesson will help you a lot to be the best developer of Vue.js. Let's see an example. I will delete these 2 inputs. I will let just one, and I will rename this name by co1 and rename it also here co1, and I will give it initial value 0. And here what I want to do, if I write something here, it multiplies by the counter and give to me the result. So let's see. I have here my coefficient, and I have here my counter, and I need to multiply them. So I will get init tree and call it results 2 parents braces. Then here I will give it co1 times counter. So here I have 0. If I give it 5 and 1, 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 6, 30. Nice. So, like you know, this is not the professional method. We must do a professional method. Let's see. Go to our scripts, create a new variable. I will call it calcul. And give it an empty function like this. Then delete my console log and give it return what? Return it will return this coefficient 1 multiplied by the counter. So control X, control V, and here we have our. So this is a Vue.js variable, so we need the component this dot co and this dot counter, and also we need the dollar races and like this. So here we must go and name it calcul, and here we have it. So 5 and 5 is 25. So here we will need another show of this h3. So I will copy paste it and get it down. So he doesn't read it because we get it out of our division. So get it here, then get our calcul. So we have done our problem, but I will show you that this is not a professional method. So I will go to my script, and in calcul I will set a console log like this one here, and I will name it also calcul. So here I will open my console. So you see that if I change something here, it's executed 2 times. The first time here, let's name the second time the final results. And here second time. So here the first time and here the second time. Let's see if I set this to 4 and here I have 5. You see that it's executed 4 times. One, the first time for this, for our inputs, and the second time for our counter. So if we have an application and inside this calcul we have a large calcul, we will have problems in our application. So what we will use is the computed. Let's see what is the computed. Computed is another Vue.js element. So I will create my computed 2 parents like this. Then I will grab my calcul, Control X, and set it here. So here I have my calcul. So you see that he doesn't read it. Why? Because the computed does not read this function like a function. He read it like a normal variable. So we must go to our index and change the calcul and release those brackets like this. And now he read it. So let's see. If I change this to 5, he only executed 1 time. So computed is another element of Vue.js that allows us to execute a calcul or something that does not change its value, that allows us to execute it just 1 time. So this is all for this video. I hope you like it, and don't forget to applicate this video, because this is a full video of the computed. So take care of yourself. Bye.